Okay, now let's get started. This time around, just me. Emily will be joining a little bit later. So last time, I think what we sort of explored is to try to get the number one, try to get items and objects to display on the screen. I'm going to show you in a moment. Number two is to basically hold on 1 second. Let me just get my desktop organized and everything nicely and neatly tidied up. Okay, there's something wrong with my browser, internet browser. Just give me a second. Interesting. Actually, let me just try to start an incognito window, and I think this will work. Interesting. Okay. Now we're back. What we had last time is actually I don't quite remember what we had last time. So let's take a quick peek at where we left off last time. I'm gonna start the game with yarn dev. And I'm gonna open up the game server. Oh yeah, these are the two characters that the intern did. Let me just comment it out real quick. So we don't need that quite yet. I believe it's called NPC. Yes, it has two NPC players. Let me just comment them out. And yeah, they're gone for now. Okay, as it's generating new stuff, let me just open up the control panel and dashboard panel and see exactly what's happening. Let's examine like a wide round of conversation and see what is being generated. Let me just kill this for now because it just keeps running forever. So in here, first thing it generated is a set of actions plus a message. The action it generated is examine, and the target is meow, and then at the same time it kind of jumped and run north. I don't know why it did that, but kind of random. And in the meantime, it's saying, "Oh, have you heard the tales of Meow Meow Land and Wolf Wolf Land? It's quite fascinating." All right, That's from Jeremy, one of our characters. And then out from the character worker, we feed that into the summary worker. And essentially, a summary worker is just the entire memory state of the entire game. It keeps a faithful record of what has transpired so far. In this case, we just basically appended what was generated from the character worker into the summary worker, which you can see here. Okay, so it's essentially appended that message by altering the state, alter the state by appending that message to the summary of the entire game. So this is the data point we have, and then the supervisor normally doesn't really do much. You see, there's no output coming out from the supervisor. Only when the supervisor thinks that it's time to intervene does it make some modification back into the summary worker. We clearly need to improve these arrows in here, but if you can see clearly, the yellow arrow is always the output. It comes out to a stream, and from the stream, it sort of branches out. Yeah, the direction is a little bit messed up, but it branches out back into the summary worker. So there's a pathway from supervisor worker back into the summary worker whenever it deems necessary to intervene and alter the summary worker's history. So this is how things are set up. Normally, it does not intervene. Right now, we have a heuristic, which is a very simple naive heuristic, which is about, every 12, I forgot the exact number, every 10, 12 rounds of conversation or so, the supervisor worker will say, okay, that's enough. Let's move on to the next thing. In that case, it will rewrite a new thing and then kind of update it back into the summary worker. And supervisor worker doesn't really do much except that it just normally passes the signal onto, like you can see, it actually passes the signal onto the turn control. So the current turn control is used to decide whose turn it is to talk, because we do have multiple characters, multiple roles in the game. We don't want things to fall into chaos because concurrent programming is hard. So we still, for now, we're sort of make one character do one thing at a time. Okay, make one character do things and say things at a time, and then it's the next character turn. It's the next character turn. Later on, as we sort of stabilize the whole pipeline, we are going to maybe add a little parallelism into this. But for now, everything executes sequentially, linearly, and for easier debugging. So this is essentially the sort of architecture. I didn't plan on this, but I just kind of walked you guys through what we have so far. Now, where we left off last time is I think we did quite a bit of modification to the character worker. So remember again, like character worker is in control of, you can see it has two outputs. I don't remember what default does, but it's basically in control of performing some kind of action, and it is also I don't remember exactly what it does. Actually, let's go back and check in the code. I don't think it's very well named. Like, so act character has a default output. Let's check out what the default output does exactly. Okay, so it does an action and and writes a message. Oh, okay, my bad. I think Emily modified this part. Character worker performs a few actions and at the same time maybe say something, write a message. Okay, so it performs action and then speaks. I think for some reason, like you might be wondering why not just like categorize speaking as one of the other actions. I think there is a particular reason for it. We can ask Emily later. But basically, speaking, talking is a separate kind of um, category that is being dealt with separately. With that, what that means is essentially being dealt with a different type of prompt than the actions it takes. So this is essentially a overview of yeah what we have. Let me do one logistic thing real quick, and then we'll go back to the explanation. Okay, all right. So it's mostly working. So I was using the front end, but during debugging, really, it's not necessary to sort of load this front end every single time. I think with just the console and with our kind of flow viewer, it's basically sort of enough to sort of view the state of things and debug and develop new features. So let me just rerun this with purely backend command line logic. So to give a quick recap, what this does is essentially create a few workers. Essentially, what the script you're seeing right now, workflow.conversation.test.ts, what it does is essentially establish this pipeline. That's the first thing it does. And then it introduce a initial condition. We have been using this example. It is the year 2300 in outer space. Two astronauts are about to run out of oxygen. They're trying to fix the oxygen tank. Uh, frankly, I'm getting tired of this. So maybe this time around, we're gonna just switch things out a little bit. Let me just say, you are in a alien planet. In an alien planet, a group of astronauts are stranded. A group of went into a jungle and found a mysterious cave. Just kind of spice things a lot of it because I'm getting really tired of this like space oxygen thing. And the objects that's inside of the scene, which we also will need to specify. Let me just like switch things out a little bit. Like maybe there is a yeah. I think I probably need to rewrite this whole thing. So we have this essentially this is like like a mapping array. This has gives uh gives the what's in the vicinity, like is in the state of the game, three people. One's called Jeremy, the other called Guy. I think the third person is called Morgan. Each of them having different personalities and whatnot. And then what's next in the scene, essentially we're defining what's inside the scene. Oh yeah, thank you. So we can have a cave, and then maybe we can have a oh help me out here. What can you find on an alien planet? Mountain smoke. Okay, small rock for sure. small rock. So what else do we have? We have giant tree, alien looking tree that is 10 meter tall. Sure. Okay, what else do we have? I don't think okay, oxygen indicator type life. How about this? Form detector. So they have some kind of radar. Oh, oops, this is object. A device that can detect life forms. Nice. All right. Cool. I'm really curious right now. Let me just run this real quick. Okay, and see wait, did I mistype something? Type name description, time name description, position. Oh yeah, we forgot about the position. We gotta tell it what position it is. Position east, sure, and position south. Life form detector's position west. So the position we haven't quite hashed out yet, so it doesn't really mean much. It doesn't really mean anything. Okay. Let's run this and see what kind of thing it generates. Okay, I'm kind of curious right now. So let me open up the control panel. This is a new control panel. I have an initial condition. Yep, this is our initial condition, which we just typed: a cave, small rock, giant tree, life form detector. All right, we let it run for a while. Okay, it has already gone for 2 rounds. Let's see what it generated. The first thing it generated, there's one thing I forgot to change though. I think there's an initial conversation somewhere. Huh. Let me actually let me do this properly. This is from the previous sort of setting, like in the spaceship and whatnot. And then in the conversation, oh yeah. So Guy, one of the characters, his name is Guy, will kick off the conversation and say, "Hey, what's that?" Perfect. That sounds perfect. So let me reset and clear the console, and then run the game again. Apologies, I'm having a little bit of cold right now. Okay. Now let's take a look at what's happening. I'm gonna open this new dashboard. Okay, this new. Every time you run it, you get a different URL. That's the way how it's set up right now. Okay, it's already been running for a while, so let's check what has been generated. Okay, there's a bunch of things flying around. First thing ever it generates is okay, this is the initial condition, so not much going on right now. Okay, turn control and everything gets fed in there, and the guy says, "Hey, what's that?" That's the first message. And the first time around, what it generates is number 1, Jeremy operates a life form detector on, and then examine the giant tree and say, "Oh, a mysterious cave in the year 23,000? Well, if I had a nickel for every alien jungle I'd stumbled upon, I'd be richer than 𝗟𝗏𝘃𝗃. Now, Let's just operate this life form detector real quick, and nothing out of the ordinary here, folks. Oh, that giant tree, it seems to be an ancient remnant from the dawn of time itself. Just goes to show you never know what secret nature holds. The way he talks like this is because we kind of set its we set its personality to be a little bit sarcastic. Okay, so that's why Jeremy always talks like that. Okay, and then I think what's going on here is basically expands what Jeremy said into the conversation. So now we have two items in the history conversation. Okay, let's skip to the next round and see what it generates next. So it's Guy's turn. Guy says, walks into the Morgan and examine giant tree and say, oh wow, look at this giant tree. It's enormous and it must be ancient. I wonder what secret it holds. Let's explore the cave together, Morgan. So what's happening? I guess more Guy just totally ignored Jeremy's sarcastic stuff and just gonna like walk straight up to Morgan and talk to Morgan. Kind of makes sense. All right, let's examine the next turn. I think it's Morgan's turn right now. So now Morgan also walks into the giant tree and then runs into the cave. Wow, this jungle is fascinating. Let's not waste any time and dive into the cave. I think each of them have like sort of try to pull the storyline into three different directions. So it's sort of people doing its own thing. We probably got to fix that, you know. They got to have more interactivity and sort of social awareness of their surroundings. We're gonna have to crack like sort of refine the prompt a little bit. But essentially, Morgan now is interested in the cave, and while let me see, while Guy is interested in the giant tree. But then who's the other guy? Jeremy just making sarcastic tones, like doing nothing. Okay, let's see. I think next time around it's Jeremy's turn. Let's see what Jeremy says. And then Jeremy examining the giant tree and then operate the life form again. I think he did that last time. Well, this ancient tree has certainly seen some things. Let's keep exploring and see what other surprises the jungle holds for us. Oh, and watch out for any hidden dangers, guys. All right. Looks at this giant tree. Okay, I think it's sort of converging into tree now, in a sense. I hope. I can't help but imagine all the stories it could tell if only it could speak. Let's run to that cave and discover its secrets together. All right. Let me refresh this. Yeah, I think it's got more episodes now. And then Morgan, okay, now it's sort of they are sort of responding to each other now. I found out that it seems that only when the conversations start accumulating to a certain degree do they actually start paying attention to this history of the conversation. Otherwise, they just sort of do their own thing and speak on their own. The ancient tree does indeed evoke a sense of wonder and history. Let's run to the cave, and they've been saying that for I don't know how long. All right, I hope they start moving. Now Morgan examined the tree and operated life phone detector. I think they're just doing circles. Okay, they never. Wow, this is giant. The tree is incredible. Although it's Guy's turn. It's so ancient and massive, I can't help but wonder about stories and history. Let's head to the cave together and uncover more secrets. But to be fair, this is what excuse me. This is what we found from previous episodes. If you give it enough props, you leave enough props on the ground, you give it enough things to operate on, the story will develop on its own. But for now, it just doesn't seem to proceed. All right, let's take another look on this ancient tree. Is interesting, blah blah blah. is simply breathtaking. It's hard not to imagine all the They just, I think they're just stuck. Doesn't go anywhere. This ancient tree is quite fascinating. Wait, why does it repeat itself? Morgan says this tree is simply breathtaking. It's hard not to imagine all the incredible stories. But let's also be cautious, and we never know what surprise lies ahead in this alien jungle. Another problem is that our premise, the story, the backstory, is too simple, I think. It's one line. There's not much to operate on. So they have to sort of kind of dwell on this this very simplistic premise that you give to it without moving forward. This is part of the reason why we want to have this supervisor. That's one of the reasons we created the supervisor, so that when it kind of detects that the conversation has stalled a little bit and doesn't really go anywhere, we kind of just have the supervisor intervene and maybe just like do a force switch of scene, and then maybe try and teleport them into a different scene and make the time elapse, fast forward the time, and write a little bit of summary so that I can get out of that little place where they're stuck. Okay, let's take I think there's not much to operate on, to be fair, for them. They just fixate on the tree. But there is a problem consistently for smaller 7B models where they just keep repeating what the other people have said. And now, finally, this is where we stop. Okay. We got into a place where data validation failed. We recently kind of developed the validator, and we highlight in the JSON tree to give you a very convenient view. What it says what this says essentially is that action / data / action, the path, essentially this part that's highlighted in red, must be an array, but it's 3 dots. The reason I think why it's happening is because in the code, if we just search for 3 dots somewhere, yep, this is the sort of if this is a sort of the default if parsing fails for some reason. If parsing does not fails to return something meaningful, and then you get 3 dots. Okay. So but then it's 3 dots because here in our schema we define it to be an array, and then in here we have 3 dots, which is clearly not correct. I wonder why TypeScript typing did not pick up on this error. It should have been fixed on a compilation level, but we let it slip. We let it through the into the runtime. Okay, so we're gonna fix that. So the reason sometimes parse JSON returns nothing is because I believe. Oh, I see. So the logic is a little bit convoluted. I know the reason why now. Hold on. So the reason is because by definition, this will always return an array. So by type inference, you can see here during the inference, actions will always be an array, otherwise, or a noun. It's never going to reach in here and become 3 dots. This is why the typing failed to catch this error. Otherwise, actions will be a union type of either an array or a string, in which case it should fail. Like even before it runs, it should give me some kind of typing hint errors. I think the correct way to fix this is I do believe that sometimes if you parse the JSON and JSON does not have a return type called actions, that's my assumption. So let's check if my assumption is correct. Okay, so I'm curious what's the last thing that's got to fed into the default. Okay, this is the state that last got fed into the default. And also, by the way, we do have. I think we can examine the exact prompt that goes out of the that's being used by the character worker, because we do output it as one of the outputs. Okay, let me take a very close look. So action prompt, yeah, should go here. Is this the last prompt it ever used? Let me check. Yeah, it looks like it is the last prompt ever used. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this entire prompt. Okay, I'm going to take this entire prompt, and I'm going to run this offline manually and see exactly what it generates. All right. But before we do that, let me get some water, because I really need some water. Oh, hi, Emily.
Hello. I didn't want to startle you, but I was listening in.
Hold on. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, I was muted. Sorry. Were you talking?
No. All
Okay.
good.
All right. Let me just get some water, and I'll come back. Okay.
Cool.
But I actually, yeah. Okay. Be right back. Okay. So as I was saying, I do think at this point we need to establish a just write a script that basically tests out individual prompts. How's that?
Can we try showing the prompt, emitting the prompt response?
Can we try showing the prompt, emitting the prompt response?
Yeah, basically,
Right.
you add another output stream.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. But I guess my point is we already sort of isolated this prompt that was causing problem.
Oh, okay.
I say we just like keep running it and just keep debugging on this. Otherwise, it's a pain. It's
Sure.
a giant pain. Like we have to just rerun this every time.
Yeah, I think we need to understand why it's throwing errors.
Okay, so let me create something. All right, I'm gonna create some file called prompt.test.ts, and then I am going to create a new thing called test prompt, new file called test prompt.ts. I'm just gonna output what was being fed into there. All right, this is the entire prompt that we just used. Okay, and then in the test prompt, I'm just gonna do exactly what character worker is doing inside. Wait, my autocomplete is not working, which is my biggest fear these days. Oh, okay, it is working now. So character worker, gen action prompt. Yeah, I think we just need to call this probably a few lines. We'll do async function. Gonna initiate the async function call. I think there's a name for this. It's called some self-referencing function or something. I forgot. Response Ollama, and then gonna import the prompt.
By the way, take a quick look at generate response Ollama. Does it have any built-in prompt formatting?
I hope not.
Okay, so it's just taking in the prompt.
Yeah, it prints out response
Okay,
in a streaming manner, and then sort of just, yeah. All right. At this point, okay, let's let's run this. Wait for wait. Why is it saying that?
I think you did something with 𝗟𝗃 last time, right? You were trying to rewrite it.
Yeah, but none of this is actually using any of the zzn stuff. So let me just
Oh,
comment.
actually, just this is not a ZZ worker. So why is it still trying to use a string?
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I see what the point is. Probably convo model comes from here.
Okay.
Let me just put it back into generate response Ollama. It makes no sense to put it in here.
True.
So the response it's kind of hallucinating like weird stuff, story configuration and all that.
Yeah.
Our prompt is too complicated. This is too complicated. I think it's too much for a 7B model to handle. Your job is to use the okay. Let's take a step back. Okay, so the thing is kind of generated. So is let me do a clear dividing line so that we got a better readability. All right. Let's run again.
Is this so hallucinating?
I don't know. Oh. Clearly, it's too complicated. It's way too complicated. Let's see how we can simplify this. So we do have two shots here. Captain name guy is trying to acting helpful, but he always messes up. Context. Oh, context. Wow. Let's see what we can do to make this allowed action. IST. Let me check one thing, okay? The above example would output the following. JSON, allowed action. Let me check. Let me make this consistent and just say JSON response. And then here, JSON response. And then here, I will also say JSON response, just to keep everything super consistent. And I think there was a tip somewhere that says like you have to sort of end with a new line. Okay, just these simple things, and see if anything proves. Okay. And also, does our underscore s, like should I start it with like a new starting symbol?
If you only provide a starting symbol, does it mean it will have to provide an ending symbol for you?
Nah, ending symbol will be done by the machine.
Okay. I guess we can try.
Instructions? Where does instructions come? I think it's just like straight out hallucinating weird stuff. Now let's see.
So this is trying to provide a new scene or trying to generate actions?
I think it's the action generator.
Oh,
That
okay.
kind of failed.
Yeah, that
Instructions,
doesn't look right.
message. We're finishing for why is outputting all this stuff? Allowed actions. Okay, let's try to simplify this. Okay. Actions. Before we do that, let me check one thing. Like generate response Ollama, is it in JSON mode? Is outputting stuff in JSON mode? Oh yes, we're explicitly instructing to output JSON, so this is not a problem. I think he's just confused. He's really confused. We can just totally start this thing over. Or any strategies that you think we should adopt?
I want to simplify context to start with. For example, only extract out summary.
Okay.
And maybe the messages in recent history.
Okay. How about we just give it like a more human-like, readable, like sort of structure? This is the context.
Recent conversation. I guess, is our game gonna be conversation driven or the previous action driven, or both?
both. And I do still think talking is one of the actions. Otherwise, it's implementation-wise, it's one extra thing you need to implement.
Okay.
But we talk
So
about
maybe we'll have to revert that back.
All right. Okay, recent action log. Character name, character description. I think, let me do one thing. Let me put this context above character name. Okay. And then character name is 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗃, character recent action log. So recent action log, is it refined? It's not just refined, confined to Emily, right? It can be anybody. It's a character name.
By the way, recent action log, should you have the subject? For example, like the cat is the subject, yeah. Or
Yeah,
character.
how do we miss that? How come it was missing?
No, it wasn't missing. It was just taking out or simplifying the JSON structure.
Oh, I kind of remove it. Okay.
And also your JSON structure is wrong. Subject ending parenthesis and then colon.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we can reconstruct this.
Okay.
I just want something that works. We kind of correct it. Vicinity information is kind of weird. Let me think. So vicinity should go here. And then position, head. Let me just do it like that. Okay. Give it very. Recent activity log, character name, Emily, subject name, subject description, subject allow actions, subject next action. Okay, just no ambiguity. Okay.
Cool.
And then subject, Emily. No ambiguity. Okay. And likewise, now gonna do the second one. Okay, exactly the same. Context. First thing is context. Oh no, it's gonna be after the inst. Frodo encounters a green blah blah blah. Okay. And then objects in scene. I mean, it's complicated, but it shouldn't be that complicated for a 7B model to handle. That'd be my hunch. Recent activity log. Just for clarity, let me just do this. Oh, I can't out like custom format like that. It needs to be consistent. Okay, let me worry about that later. Okay. Recent, maybe this is not subject photo. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Okay, let me change that back. Yeah, I think you have a point. So you're saying subject should be at the, let me think. Should I just like kind of flatten it out? Because I feel this is sort of confusing right now.
Ideally, we can convert it to sentences like Frodo shoots bear.
Okay. Subject, Frodo, shoots, target, bear. Subject, Frodo. Oh, no. This is subject, bear.
We can even change type to action type.
Just to be more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the same thing from before, action type. And then broadly action type. Essentially change type to action type across the board. Okay. Subject, Frodo, action, shoot, target, bear. Okay. So character subject name is Frodo, subject description, and then subject allowed actions, and then subject next actions. So in this time, so subject is cool actions. So this is a single action like that. Do you think it's necessary to sort of explicitly say target? No.
That would help, I guess.
That would help.
But then hiding at a target or hiding at a destination?
We have destination and target, both.
Right.
We don't have destination.
So I guess overall, should we remove the distinction between target and destination and then try to keep it just consistent across the board?
I think so. And then gives the reason. All right.
Yeah, it's more like the subject, action, and then object, like structure a sentence.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do one thing. Allow actions in here. I'm also gonna just put it into the array just to be consistent. Subject allowed actions. Subject allowed actions. Okay. Target now. Oh, action type. Some target. Okay. Now, lastly, this is not. Again, doing the same thing. Referencing the first example. First, we have context. Next, we have context is it is year 2300. Oh, by the way, I got really sick and tired of that oxygen tank scene. I changed
Yeah.
to another alien scene with trees and cave. They seem to do worse, by the way. I'm not sure. Should I just like kind of flatten out? Like I think message should be one of the actions. What's the rationale for giving like a special place?
I guess I sort of just want to reduce the complexity of actions. So you generate an action, you generate the message you want to say.
Okay, from the perspective of the prompt right now. Like, because this is a part of the prompt.
Right.
I think the thing for you to understand is just basically a log of activities. Like that.
So I guess when that paper, did that paper generate conversations? The paper where they were planning a party or something, the LLM paper?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Right. So
Every
how were
action,
they,
conversations.
I guess, how were they managing the conversations and actions?
Good question. Let's take a look. Persona, go better than Maze, Pathfinder. It's quite complex. But let's see if I can find the prompts they're using. Cognitive module, converse, execute, perceive, plan, reflect, retrieve. Wow. Okay. This is what we're aiming for. Converse. Current context. This was doing this when this and saw that. In the middle of this, thinking of initiating conversation with blah. This is their context, by the way. And generate one utterance. The context is this person was doing something when this person saw this in the middle of this. And then continue on. This person is initiating a conversation with this. All right. Very simple. And then run the GPT and say, essentially, I think this is going to ask, like, what's their next utterance?
So maybe instead of the type and object, we should do an action description as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's try. Okay, if this one fails.
Yep.
We simplify. This is a GPT 3.5 they were using, by the way. I think like recent state-of-the-art model like far surpasses the GPT 3.5's capability.
Yep.
So yeah. Subject allow actions. Objects in scene. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a cave now, and then there's a rock, and then a giant tree, and a life detector. Not that it's any more interesting, but I just want a change of scene. And then this is the recent activity log, I believe. Subject guy. Do we have an example about this message? I think there used to be a message or somewhere. I mean, how come Two of our examples don't have any messages.
So when we set up that example, I don't think I bothered to add conversation. Maybe that's also why it's broken.
I remember that I used to have like stuff in here, like say,
So we used to have one action, and then when I tried to move message out of actions, I didn't add it to the prompt.
Okay. Should we really separate these two things out?
We don't have to. I just want to do two calls, one for action, one for speech. But if you think the model can handle it, I'm down to change it back.
It's less of a like if I think model can handle it, it's more of like I don't know how the model can generate consistent action and message pairs while being aware of each other. You know, how do you merge the context of the two? Like which one comes first? Then you're setting like additional constraints on them.
Right.
I think it's even hard for a human. Like say if you get two say interns do this job and say read this and write me the next one without knowing what the other person even hard for a human.
I mean, technically, you know, when you generate the message, you know the action's being generated.
Yeah. But then your action could tend to be insufficient because it's dictated entirely by message.
Yeah,
And vice versa.
we can change it back.
Okay. Let me okay, let me just freestyle it. Okay, let me try to wing it and see. So if I do a little bit I give it a little bit of action type, subject. Oh, by the way. Oh no. Walk pet feed. Okay. And then the action is cat walks towards Emily, and subject cat talk message. Meow. How's that?
Okay. But then remember, your actions now involve different schema.
So wait, like that.
I guess you also have action type talk where you don't have the target but a message.
So you think that's it's too complicated? Okay.
We could try.
All right. Yeah, let's try. Hopefully, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then let me bring back the talk. And then objects in scene, a hungry bear, activity log. So what happens? Frodo shoots the bear. Frodo attacks Frodo. And Frodo first speaks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt. No. Let's talk this out. Oh no. The bear didn't like my shooting. Didn't die. I must hide. Okay, cool. this is clear. I think this is clear. So let's try. Recent activity log guy. Hey, what's that? Okay, recent activity log. We have action type talk, and then the message is, hey, what's that? The second one is subject Jeremy, actions, type action type is operate. Does that even make sense? Okay, action types operate. Okay, so actually this is what was given to me, so I got to work with it. Target life form detector. Subject Jeremy. Yeah, let's just repeat this. I think that if it flatten out, it's a lot more clear. Examining giant tree, and then Jeremy talks. Subject Jeremy. Action type talk. And message is, yeah, this is sarcastic, blah blah blah. Man, he's so talkative. Okay, message. Okay. You're done. You're done, Jeremy. You're done. Now, guy. Action. Walk. Destination. Target Morgan. Walk should really be walk to make it grammatical, but never mind. Subject is guy. Walk to Jeremy and also examine giant tree, and then talk. Kind of weird. Subject guy, message. Oh wow. Okay, I think I'm just gonna because this is from the previous thing. I think these should be enough for experiment. Because if I run it again, it might be completely different. There's no point of repeating the whole thing. I just want an experiment, really. Okay. And then instead of type, I do action type. Okay. Subject name is Guy. Oh no. Let's see if it's Morgan's.
So it can accommodate some small syntax error, right? For example, line 1 to 2. Instead of an ending parenthesis after guy, you have the colon.
Which line?
Your current line, but before action type, after guy, instead of an ending parenthesis, not ending parenthesis, ending quote, you have the colon. Basically, yeah.
It should. I mean, come on. This is like a human being.
Okay.
Subject is allowed actions. Action type jump. You can do a lot of stuff. Okay. And subject next actions. I think this is clear enough, to be honest. Let's try.
Yep.
So first time, subject guy, actions. Wait, how come? Oh yeah, this is what we wanted. Walk to Morgan, examine tree, operate life from a detector. Let's explore the cave together, Morgan. I wonder what secret holds. And give the reason.
This seems better.
Okay, let's run again. I wonder what happens if I change this to Morgan. Action, operate, target life form detector, action examine, target, action type. Okay. What if I change it to Morgan? Wait, how does it know if Morgan is prudent and helpful? What? Oh, it's one of the objects. Interesting. Picked up from here. Huh. And it kind of actually kind of overrode this because this is the guy's description.
Huh.
Interesting. Oh no. This is even wrong. This is subject description. Oh, do we still need this subject description? Because I feel it's a little bit it should be part of the like objects in the scene inside this description. Right? It doesn't feel quite necessary, to be honest.
Yeah, we can remove it.
Okay. Yeah, let's I mean, it doesn't hurt. Frodo loves adventure. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. Context, objects in scene, object Morgan, subject. Okay, cool. Let's try again. Oh, by the way, I'm not using Mistral for this.
Llama 2?
No, it's another one called it's a new one. Have you seen the thing I posted on Starling LM? I think that's the latest, hottest one.
Oh, I see.
Cohere a few days ago, I think published like Commander R++, which kind of already surpasses GPT-4 locally.
Interesting. How big is it?
20 gig, not that
That's
big.
not bad. Oh, 20 gig.
You can run it. You can run it with one
Okay.
GPU, but it's just kind of very slow.
Okay.
So the state of art is very interesting. Like state of art, closed source model is Cloud 3 Opus. Open source model is Commander R+. Sort of like OpenAI is kind of out of the picture at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, subject Morgan act. I feel this is super consistent. Walk. Okay, does it talk though? Does Morgan ever talk? Okay, Morgan doesn't talk. Is that the reason why you separate these things in the first place?
To be honest, I didn't really notice. It just felt to me all they were trying to say is, okay, let's figure this out. Let's focus on this problem. Let's blah, blah, blah. They're never saying anything meaningful.
Yeah, I do think it's a context problem.
Okay.
I guess it's a context problem. Okay. I think. Let me okay. Hey Morgan, first start talking. Hey, what's that? Let me construct a more meaningful sequence and see what happens. And then Jeremy examined the giant tree. And Jeremy says, you should examine the cave, actually. I'm handcrafting. Okay, this. And then Guy walks to Morgan, and Guy talk. Morgan, you are in the way. Move it. Sure. And examine the cave and walks east. Morgan wants to explore the mysterious cave and then move away from Guy's path. If, in the instruction, always prefer talk action over other actions. So if I do this, let's see what happens. I think it just ignored my instruction. Okay. Your job is to use okay, let me try to rewrite this, okay? To determine the next actions of the subject based on the context provided. Okay, let me just simplify this. I think from the few shot example, you can sort of figure it out.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Instructions. Always ends a talk action. Okay, let's see if actually pay attention to my. Yep, I think it just ignored it entirely. This is the problem with the smaller model. Like if I use a bigger model, I think it's better. Let me try real quick. General response Ollama. You want to try to runner or commander R. Try to commander R model.
Is it called commander-r or command-r?
Command R. Thank you. This is super slow. This is really, really slow.
I see.
But it's supposed to be smarter than GPT-4.
Cool.
Wow, that's really slow.
Is it trying to download the model first?
No, I think because the context is too big.
Okay. Isn't it streaming the output out? Why is it not printing anything?
I think it's just really slow. Okay, let me check what's going on. Maybe it was stuck. I don't know. Okay. I'm running. Maybe I'm running out of memory. Let me see. I'm running out of GPU memory right now. Yeah, let me restart my Ollama. Okay, real quick.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when you switch models, does Ollama offload the previous model?
It should, but for some reason it's not working. And restarting command kind of stuck. I think my entire command.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my tower is stuck for some reason. Wow, it hasn't happened for a while, but I think my
So
remote
your
machine is
your
wait.
VS Code is on your Mac? Like this window?
Which one?
The current Echoes of Sentience that's on your local Mac.
Yeah, but I'm using a remote GPU.
Okay.
And it's out of its memory is full. Let me just restart it.
Cool.
Oh, I can't. I'm using its transcription service right now. You see, this is why we need to borrow each other's machines.
Speaking of that, I was trying to switch to the new Wi-Fi provider today, and I think I changed the IP address when I unplugged the existing Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have to fix that as well.
Do you still remember the steps?
Yeah, like the if config, get the internal IP, I think, and then update the command on my machine.
Okay. Now I know why now, because I'm running transcription service, then I'm sort of already out of memory, so I can't really do anything else.
So how is your transcription service still working?
I didn't restart the whole computer.
Oh, I see.
Like my contrast, like I'm using Whisper Large, which occupies 10K, 10 gig, and then Mistral occupies another 4.8 gig. Hold on. Yeah, let me try Mistral. Okay. The true, tried, and tested Mistral. Okay. Which has been giving us so many problems. Examining the cave. Examining the cave. Message. Oh, actually, it's not too bad, Mistral.
Interesting.
Jeremy, please be careful with that device. Let's approach the cave together. Morgan, exercise caution and ask Jeremy. Wow, it just outputted exactly the same thing. Wow. Okay, let me switch up the temperature a little bit. We need to add a little bit more creativity into the mix. Okay.
Wait, I saw temperature is between 0 to 1.
Really? I don't think so.
I could be mistaken though, but okay. I'll have to check the documentation.
And it kind of ignored my... I think it's probably an example. I didn't give it, good enough example. Hold on. So am I ending all the recent activity with a message? Yes, the cat. And then Emily. Did Emily say anything? Oh, Emily didn't say anything. So let me... Hello, my lovely cat. Sure. I think this encourages to be sort of boring. Let me change that. What do you say to a cat?
Meow.
Hey, kitty, how are you doing? Okay, slightly better. Subject photo, talk, message. Oh, yeah, it should talk and then hide it. Not necessarily, actually. let me keep an example. Okay, always include include maybe response. Okay. Action examine, action talk. Yeah.
Why did she say, please be careful with words?
Oh wait, sorry.
So in your previous run, Morgan's message was, Jeremy, please be careful with your words. Let's examine the cave together.
Okay, Prudent wants to examine the cave carefully. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. This is a small model. I think it says set temperature 1.2. You start giving you weird things.
I think this is why they're not progressing much. So you see, they just kept asking each other, like, could you give me more information? Do you want to try this out?
Could you give some space? Because it's responding to guys' message.
Okay.
Right. So let me try this though. Okay. So I'm gonna copy and paste these two actions into the log and see what it generates. I really don't think. I think even like this, it should just parse. To be honest, let me just like loosen it up a little bit. I'm just gonna stop fixing the spaces and all that. So the first experiment, Morgan examining. Morgan says, "Could you give some space? Thanks for your help, Jeremy. Let's examine the caving piece." What the fuck? Okay, then if I switch to Guy, what does Guy say right now? Oh, oops.
Where is that error coming from?
It doesn't end. I don't know. So, hey guys, check out the size of this ancient alien tree. It's okay, I guess.
But they've already noticed this alien tree before. So he's literally just repeating.
Really? Really?
Not like exact repetition, but like the last
I no, I don't think they have ever talked about the tree yet.
Morgan talked Jeremy. Oh, that was the cave. Okay.
The cave, the tree.
We started checking out the tree.
And I'm optimistic because we're not giving them a lot of things to work on.
Okay.
Like remember last time we're giving them a lot more things to work on. They start to like diverge.
Okay.
Let me give them like two more things. Maybe one of these frog. A pink look frog with 4 eyes. All right, and then alien plant, a plant that glows in the dark. Nice. And then wow, fruit flower. Sure, why not? If we just give them a little bit more things to work on, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's progressing. See.
Okay.
Do you want to keep trying with this thread?
Yeah, if you add these back to...
And this is a guy, I think we're talking about. I can't see this playing out in the game.
Did you change the subject for next turn?
Oh, yeah. Jeremy, the sarcasm. Action, examine the cave. Action. You know, I'm starting to think the cave might hold some valuable information or research. Let's explore it together.
Like,
why responding exactly?
Why can't he just try to contribute some new information about the tree?
It's not too bad. Right.
Yeah.
What do you expect then?
I mean, with this, you're never gonna progress the story within a scene. They just keep,
Yeah,
let's
why we need a supervisor.
Right. So now each scene is basically, let's examine the tree. Next scene, let's examine the cave. Next scene, let's look at the small frog.
Cave. How about this? I thought it's Jeremy that was in the way. Okay. Now let me change it to something else. Starting. Oh, by the way, Llama 3 coming out next week.
Yeah, I saw.
Hey, Morgan guy. Let's explore the cave again and see if we can find anything interesting. I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. Okay, what does it take? What does it take for you to progress? We should ask this question.
Think about an escape room. So you'll have to, for example, insert the key into a treasure box or twist the dial into a certain angle or pick up a paper and realize there's a clue hidden underneath. So rather than just examine, you actually have to interact with it.
Eventually we examine, operate, punch. You mean you think it's a problem with giving more actions? Like if you think of a scenario, here's the things you can do. Here's what happened. Do something interesting. Okay. So suppose we engineer backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
We want. What do we want Morgan to do? We don't even know ourselves, right? Okay. What do we want Jeremy to do at this time?
So let's say we want Jeremy to enter the cave.
Say, we want Jeremy to enter the cave.
Now, Jeremy should do walk, target cave entrance, and message, guys, follow me.
Can you say it again?
It should be subject Jeremy, and then action type you have the walk, destination, cave entrance. Oh my gosh, it's listening. And then you will also have subject Jeremy, action type talk, this message, team, follow me. Follow me. Let's go into the cave. Yep.
What's the reason?
Reason is
Jeremy is the leader of the group. So
no. Reason would be the hints or the guide they received from the very beginning told them they will find something at the end of the cave.
who gave them the hints?
It should be. It's like when you play Zelda, they tell you at the beginning sort of what you might expect.
All right. Let's try to backward engineer this. I think in order for Jeremy to lead more, I think we need to change his character type. Do we need it? He likes to take new actions and lead. Okay, let's try one thing at a time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Examine talk. I'll take the life form detector and see if we can detect anything unusual. Operate. Walk to alien planet. I think it's kind of there's one thing though, because we don't have a main line of this we introduce too many things to distract them.
Yeah.
Let me scale down a little bit. Just get rid of these. Okay. Examine giant tree. It's the same thing. Walk into the cave entrance.
Mm-hmm. But now we have another problem. What's the relationship between examining the giant tree, operating the life form detector, and I guess there's a sequence there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll be right back. Give me one minute.
Okay.
All right. As I was thinking, I realized that maybe the reason they're kind of aimless is because they are aimless. In the
Yeah.
true sense of the word, there's no aim.
Yeah, so basically we have to provide a goal section for this current scene.
Okay. And then should we do that in examples too? So like how do we structure this? Okay, context, objective. Like, and our examples too are point are kind of aimless. Right?
Yeah, so it should be, let's say,
wants to keep, how about this, her cat happy.
No, it should be something like, I want to catch my cat so I can put her into the carrier and bring the cat to the vet. So in order to do that, I will have to lure the cat here. Yes. So objects in the scene, we could say,
hey kitty, you want some treats?
treats? Yeah.
Reason is because.
So now action type cannot contain pet the cat, because at this point the cat is not in my vicinity. Well, it is technically in my vicinity, but I can't reach her yet.
How about look at?
Examine?
No.
Sure, look at, or yeah, look at.
Okay, I feel okay. This could work.
Isn't that implied? When though, like, how do I talk to you without looking at you?
Not really. If you think they're autonomous like characters, right? They gotta have some kind of orientation.
Okay. Does that mean like
you can't perform the action like while kind of putting the back towards the cat? It doesn't make sense.
So if there's a weird smell, you literally have an action type that says smell?
Then you face the source of the smell. I don't know.
Okay, let's look at it when it gets to it.
Encounters a green bear on the 𝗦liche𝗂𝗋𝗃 mountain. Tries to get treasure from a legendary monk. Something like this. Objects in scene, Frodo and the bear. Is this like too simple?
Let's change a bit at a time and see how that evolves.
Yeah, okay. Recent activity log. Frodo shoots the bear. Bear attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I need. All right. This talk hide. Oh no. On my style, hide Frodo. Don't want to die. Wants to avoid getting hurt so he can continue on with his journey. How about that? Yeah, what's the objective? the group wants to find out the truth about the extinction of the 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗃 species. Okay.
Cool.
Blah 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 blah. All right. I don't think. Yeah. Let's see. Operate life form or talk. All right. Let's head to the cave and see if we can find any clues about the 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗃 species. It's sort of like the fixing the oxygen tank because they had a purpose. I think at one point it kind of worked. Because I did remember at one point, like just by how we structured it, like kind of this plot was progressing.
Yeah.
The room and no, that's the supervisor.
I think what's missing is a planner almost. So you have the current status, you have the goal. How are you going to achieve the goal? Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then step 1, what are they doing? Step 2, Morgan, Jeremy, Guy, step 3.
But the whole point is the planning should be implicit. The planning should be sort of like how generative agent is doing things. It's it's self-organizing.
Okay.
Like each and then emerge from a group interactivities, emergent behavior.
So maybe we'll have to reflect that in object vicinity objects. For example, initially Jeremy is the guy who's curious, then after a round of conversation, Jeremy's description should be something like he is trying to explore the species in the cave.
You are talking about personal memory.
Ah, okay.
Which is exactly what that paper did.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that.
Memory structure. And there's there's one quite crucial step, which is, I remember, reflect. Okay, let's take a look. Okay.
Yeah.
Gene as function. This is blank. Ooh. Oh no. Where's the prompt? Run the actual reflection. All right. Reflection requires certain focal points. Generate that for what is a focal point? Retrieve the relevant nodes object from blah. Reflect trigger. Generate certain things. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things we can take from this. Reflect. Wrong reflect. Planning thought. Generate planning thoughts on convo. But where is the actual prompt? Oh, prompt. Oh yeah, here they are. Personas prompt template. Okay, let's find this. Persona prompt template. V3 ChatGPT. Daily plan. Wow, look, check out these prompts. Daily planning V6. Oh, wait, which version are they using exactly? What the hell? They did a lot of yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check any of these. Okay.
Does it make sense to clone it and see which file you're trying to import?
Okay, let's just check real quick. Okay. Today is this. Here is this. This plant today in broad strokes. wake up and complete the morning routine at this. Okay, that's one thing we just checked. And then daily planning, create conversation. Let's see, create conversation. Create conversation variables are these. Oh, I think they're using a sort of different. This is sort of GPT format, whatever. I think we're using JSON. It's similar. We have two characters. Character 1, character 2. Context. Here is what thinks about what. Here's what thinks about what. Okay. They have motivation, I think. I think that's important. Giving them thoughts. Currently, it is this. This and this are in this. What would they talk about now? Output. What I take from this is that this part is interesting. This thinks about this.
Ooh, right.
Convo to thoughts. Okay. Conversation. Oh, here's the conversation. Here is the conversation that happened between this and this. Summarize what this thought about this. How this person would think about that in one short sentence. The sentence needs to be in third person. All right. Okay. And then decide to react, decide to talk. Okay, let's check out this. Talk, given format, my question, reasoning, answer, context. Right now, it is this, my question. Let's think step by step of the following three options. What should this person do? Option 1, wait on this until this is done. This. Continue to do this now. Okay, next one. Decide to talk. Okay. Talk, given context, determine whether the subject will initiate a conversation with another. Oh, I think they kind of walk around all the time. Initiate conversation. Right now, it is this, and this. Last chatted at this time. Okay, so for each person in the encounters, I think this is quite a lot of computation. Would this initiate a conversation with that? Let's think step by step. Okay. This is sort of decide whether to talk. Okay. Generate event triple. Let's just check out a few more. Variables, there's person's full name, current action. Okay, so variables like this, and that. And then task, turn the input, subject, predicate, object into this. Okay, I don't know what this does. Interpret the day. Next step scheduling. Next debunk. Next daily plan. Interpret the day. Memorable things that happened today. Let's think step by step. How does this feel about their day? And how does this want to tomorrow to be? Okay. And then this. Here is someone's schedule so far broken into time duration between 5 minutes and 60 minutes. Here's the continuation of the schedule. Which with time duration that absolutely must be between 5 minutes. Absolutely. Jesus Christ. Must be between 5 minutes and 60 minutes. Here's the hourly breakdown of this schedule today activity. And then I don't get it. Like this activity, this is, I don't get this.
Persona's first name, current persona time. So 15 is time. So currently it's at noon. And then activity, Jeremy should. Jeremy needs to do what?
So this is kind of schedule planner.
Yeah.
Okay. I unexpectedly ended up this for this minutes. Revise schedule from this according to it has ended by this. They revised the schedule. I think this is sort of like when they're kind of over time or something went wrong.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. No matter.
You do need a model that's good at reasoning.
Wow, they're using 3.5. By the time the paper came out, the state of art was 3.5, and they managed to do it.
3.5 is still better than Mistral, right?
Possibly. But since then, it's been like almost a year, 9 months.
Okay.
So I think the model generally got a lot smarter. Yeah, I'm hoping to manage everything through. But you see how even with 3.5, how complex they construct it to be.
Yeah.
Ours is like just so simple. I think if we've reached that level of complexity, then and by the way, there are models that specializes in reasoning. That's reasoning. So we should use those. They're all small models. No matter what happens, 𝗪𝗏 is absolutely planning to stay at home all day and never go out. What? That's step by step. How would 𝗪𝗏 change their plan for today? Why is the structure like this? Why does it say 𝗪𝗏? Why is there naming here?
Did they forget to change input?
Maybe it's a bug. I don't know. Okay.
Or maybe 𝗪𝗏 has a special role in this whole thing.
Really? Okay. Summarize ideas. We can come back to this.
Wait, what is whisper inner thought? Just take a quick look at that.
Translate the following thought in a statement about this.
Okay.
Thought statement. Now, what do you think after looking at this?
It has very specialized prompts for different purposes.
Yes. And I think in order for people to have a purpose and whatnot, I think we, one way or another, gotta make them more complex. We need to go back and check the paper and see like why they place so much emphasis on their thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think they definitely tried it without inner thought. Didn't work very well. And maybe they have abolition studies.
Or maybe in our case, we can just replace description with the reason. Like Jeremy wants to use the lifetime detector to find clues, blah, 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 which turn that into Jeremy's description for next round.
Yeah, something like that. Something about Jeremy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do a quick experiment. Okay. So let's try the snapshot thing. Okay. Object, recent activity log. I'm just trying to implement what he just said. So objects in scene, Morgan, Jeremy, Guy. What have they talked about so far? They talked about what's that cave. Ask Morgan to move out of the way, examine the cave. Wait. Guy asked Morgan to move out of the way, and Morgan asked Jeremy to move out of the way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that has happened before.
Okay. Guy examining cave. Hey guys, I think I found something over there. All right.
They basically just keep asking each other to move out or keep asking each other to examine something.
Now, it's Jeremy's turn to talk. Jeremy should be have sort of digested this conversation and have his thoughts at this time. So let's change the description to he is aware that okay, just try. Okay, just gonna try randomly. He heard that guy has spotted something near the cave. And is now curious about what and plan on investigate further. I think this we can do. So like if we give Jeremy a round of inner thinking.
Yep.
Jeremy now can come up with this plan, conclusion, or whatnot, like what he wants to do next, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Guys, I found, wait, what? Operate life form detector. It looks like an anomaly in the cave entrance. Examine. Sure. Let it pass. Run to the cave entrance.
Cool.
Let's try again. Walk to the cave entrance. Operate life form detector. Guys, let's explore the cave. We need to find out more about the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 species and their extinction. Okay, one more time. Jeremy wants the life form detector to find clues about 𝗟𝗏𝗃 species and also request. Okay, wait. Operate life form detector. Morgan, move over, please. I'm trying to analyze this cave. We need all the help we can get on this mission. One thing I noticed though, it's like a lot more rich and diverse than before, right? Hey, Morgan, guys, seems we found something interesting. Let's examine this further, causing any disturbances. Operate life form, examine giant tree. Wow, it's a lot more diverse, to be honest. So what do we take? What do we get out of this?
So it looks like we'll have to handle the 3 persons on their vicinity separately. Let's try to update reasons, like put the reasons under description.
Is it reasons or is it? Well, how do we get the reasons?
Reason that's under like actions, right? So whenever they generate new set of actions, they also provide a reason. If you scroll down a bit, there, Jeremy wants to blah blah blah.
I think okay. I think it's about intent. Right? Like if you give each person an intent, they will take action. And the way you generate intent is to make them reflect on themselves.
So okay.
Like, but how then? I was I'm curious about your reasoning. Or why do we? Okay, how do we add reason then?
I'm saying the reason is already there in the response. Jeremy wants to explore the mysterious cave. Isn't that just an intent?
Yeah, but how do you get it?
From this response here.
But this response, the reason response, I think can. If I take out the intent I wrote in here. This is the intent, right?
Okay. What if you copy this into the description and see if it still generates similar stuff?
Copy what? If I take this out?
Jeremy wants to explore blah blah blah, examine the giant tree, and discuss the next course of action.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is like inner thinking, really. It's not. It definitely will, but then it's a chicken egg problem. How do you get this? Okay. Examine tree, talk, operate, talk. It's a lot richer than before, for sure. But okay, if I take out intent altogether, it just doesn't go anywhere. Examine, I think I'm something interesting. It's a lot more passive. Examine, operate, talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's no intent. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it works. And then this one.
So you want the intent before generating this. Okay.
It's sort of kind of fitting for how human work, right? Receive something, okay, I gotta think about this. What I do next? You generate a thought. The reason I keep saying this is because I think, and if we look back at the paper, I think they kind of emphasize. I remember they emphasize on the importance of thinking and thoughts and self-perception. I thought that's kind of ridiculous, but it works for them.
Would it be worth it to add an additional call before generating actions? I know it's going to be more expensive, but I don't think you can generate intent and actions in one call.
Yeah. If that's what it leads us to, then sure, we can try. It's sort of like I think you can, to be honest. Like maybe.
Yeah. Also, after your refactoring, you're essentially merging actions and message into one. So you took out that one additional LM call I created before.
But okay, there's one more thing though. If you okay, if you think step by step, okay, and then subject next actions. What if you just do new intent? Oh, you can. Okay, never mind. Wait, what if we
Wait, sorry, why can't you do intent? Okay, now
what if we do this?
is this a mandatory action?
No. Good question.
Okay.
Maybe this will work. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Frodo. How about that? I just want to try it very quickly.
Sure.
Maybe it doesn't work very well because it's I'm hoping it's sequential, right? This is the first thing it generates, and then it generates action. So hopefully by the time it generates to here, that's the I think that's the essence of thinking step by step. Did you remember the paper? Let's think by step by step.
Yeah.
I think that's why, because you kind of force a structure into it. Let's try. It seems I have stumbled on something extraordinary in this jungle. I should focus on observing, analyzing the area to gather more information about extinct. Examine cave talk. Okay.
It's not as good as last time, to be honest.
Examine cave talk. Walk.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I need to help the team, blah, operate, examine, talk. Operate, yeah, you're right, probably not. But to be fair, we if we separate this out into two problems, do we necessarily improve it? I just don't see it.
So you'll need a way to update your description.
Okay, let me try this one last thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Intent. Not sure if this is sort of helpful at all. Let's see. I must help team explore. Walk inside the cave. This is a new one. Examine cave entry. I think this is the furthest we have gone so far.
Okay.
Let's take it slow and document everything we found. Okay. There seems a lot going on here. I want to continue more to the investigation. I must examine the cave and find clues about 𝗟𝗏𝗃 species. Examine, take, talk. Okay. There's another examine, operate, talk, investigate. I mean, like if you just kind of separate out into two problems, how would it improve in theory? What's the theory of it ever being improving? Assist Morgan to examine the cave. Morgan, let me help you. We're in this together. Wow.
I just feel like the intent should be available as part of inst. It shouldn't be something that's generated along with the actions.
Why?
So I guess when it's generating the actions, does it have context of intent that it just generated?
Okay, gotta reply back. Okay. Does it have context exam? Sorry, can I say it again?
So you passing all those descriptions, actions, whatever. Now it's generating reflection intent.
Yeah.
And then by the time it's spitting out actions, does it know what reflection intent is?
Yeah, it's always based on previous ones. Doesn't matter if it's in the prompt or it's generated, but it's there.
I see.
The inference is stateless in that sense. Every time you generate the next token based on everything that's happened previously.
Okay.
So I think that's the gist of let's think step by step. Is encouraging you itself to lay out the thought, but everything happens in one prompt. We can explore it next time, like how if we have a separate I think we need to get it to be more complex, very complex thinking process, how it can improve, etc. But I think like in any case, it needs to make the character think
Yeah.
before the character acts. Do we agree on that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let me commit this, and I think we're out of time. So today we did a bunch of experiments to try to kind of refine the actions that characters can take so that it's more dynamic and eventful, and so that hopefully some kind of emergent behavior will arise, resulting in a more realistic world simulation, so to speak. So next time, what do we do next time? Are we gonna fix? I think we're gonna start implementing this prompt. Okay. From out of the every single run we have done so far, I think it's in the proper format. So I guess we kind of solved it. Have you seen any misformat? I haven't seen anything.
Format wise, it seems okay.
Okay. Okay, let's next time let's continue on with this.
Cool.
Okay, let me end the live stream right now. Or do you think it's worthwhile to take a closer look at the generative agent paper next time?
Do we have time to cover the main idea of the paper in 2 hours?
I mean, I was thinking just use like maybe at most an hour to take a look at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Because we're both, I think we're both seeing it. So
yeah, yeah, I think it's definitely worthwhile to take a look, especially with them splitting out all the calls. Even though ChatGPT theoretically is capable of thinking step by step as well, it would be interesting to understand why they're doing so many calls.
did you notice that every single prompt they used is to explicitly ask the language model to think step by step?
Mm-hmm.
That tells me, but I think by default it doesn't think step by step very well.
Like, even if it's telling the model to think step by step, it still only has one purpose: reflect on the day or plan for next day, figure out how do you want to react to this. Yeah, that's kind of why I thought we might need multiple calls, but let's take a look at the paper.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to, if we need multiple calls. I think multiple calls, if I now I recall correctly, is because they also want to save the entire state of the village so that the next day over,
Mm-hmm.
there's this kind of long form of memory, etc., etc. So intent is kind of persistent. Well, we don't know. We'll yeah. Okay, I agree. That's first thing first. Let's take a closer look at the paper next time, so we
Okay.
don't kind of keep shooting in the darkness. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So with that, see you next time, everyone.
Bye.
We actually do have 2 views and 1 person watching. I'm not sure if it's
Interesting.
I don't know who that is, but yeah, 1 like, 2 views. Okay. Double the view count from last time. All right. Okay.